a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but the beauty.
Welcome to the Wilson Hour show. I am your host, Michael Phelps from the Wilson Hour. As I say every Saturday, that we are a communicational group and an informational group. We talk about our local issues, local things that's going on in our community, things that that we hopefully that what we're sharing is going to help us grow as a collective to help nurture our community back to its natural health. But let me say, I introduce myself, Michael Phelps. I let the other king introduce himself.
Michael Barnes. Things like that.
Tell me what you got going on in your life, Mike.
Just a lot of, I help people get money. If you want to fix your credit, I can do that. I can help you understand how to fix your own credit. Help you understand how to, deal with asset acquisition and how to construct your contracts and things like that. I'm also designing.
Okay. Today it's just men sitting at the table talking, having a discussion about things. That's the topic. We're just talking about some of the things that some of the ill wills and some of the things that we see that stifles our growth as a people. But I have seen some progress in some of the things that are going on. We do have more young entrepreneurs coming up. They're trying to make their name or stamp their brand into our society. Now, if we can get all those brands and get all these people that's actually out here trying to, and I see more groups are coming together. I see more men coming together trying to fight the ills of the gang activities, games and stuff. So we are seeing there is some small progresses, small fires being put out, and that's good, And we're trying to branch it. We're trying to network it from city to city, coast to coast. I have groups. I'm in many groups from different cities, and they have there is one that's called Big We. They are doing a lot. They're trying to bring a lot of guys from all over, and actually it's really working. Discipline is one of the things that they talk about a lot about self-discipline. Because we need that, because without those disciplines, we have a lot of chaotic and a lot of chaotic things that keeps something from growing because of lack of discipline. So
there's quite a few guys there's enough guys for me to have. I have 2 groups of just guys.
Yeah.
And they're all, either they want to start a business and everything that goes with that, or they have already started a business, some of which I've helped some of them start their businesses. They're all fixing their credit and exploiting their credit to their own advantages. Some of them are well enough along where they're already getting money, from any kind of community businesses, community groups, to truckers, to dudes that's focused on helping the youth, all kinds of things just across the board. And like you said, we are putting out small fires, and I think that's what it takes. It takes a lot of us to put out small fires.
Yeah. We just got to remember, everybody's not going to jump on board.
Right.
So a lot of times we get frustrated because we think we want everybody. We want to save everybody. Some people just sacrificial lamb. Some people just ducks. Some people just pawns. Some are jesters.
Right.
So we just got to remember, everybody has a position. Everybody has a role that they play. And some people just have to straight annihilate. It's sad to say, but you have to get rid of cancer when if it's not if you can't control it, then you have to get rid of it.
It's true.
So moving with that being said, we it's sad to say we had to get rid of some of our own people. That's just one of those hard things that you don't even want to talk about.
I don't know if you get rid of them necessarily, but you can't bring everybody along.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's people that are just worker bees, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not that we got to get rid of them, but we have to keep building our things until we can hire those people, instead of them going and being assimilated into the system that's just going to victimize them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but some people you do have to remove from your strategies. You got to get them out of the way so you can continue to build the thing that you need to build to save the people that want to be saved, or just be able to employ the people that want to be employed by Black owner instead of like I said, instead of by the system. Some people don't want to fix their credit. Some people don't want to start a business. Some people don't want to own real estate or go into stock portfolios and all this other type of stuff like that. Some people just are comfortable walking around sleep.
Yeah.
One of our topics that we were kind of discussing before the show is when you do find some success and you move out of the community, like how did you word that?
I said, okay, like when I noticed that a lot of our entertainers, a lot of our successful people move out of the community, and then as they move out of the community, a lot of them shun their nose up at the community that they was raised in. A lot of the history they got, where they got their first start of being who they are. But they get out of it because they say they want a taste of success. But once they get out, they always seem to use the community that they seem to hate as a stepping stool to keep them in power on top. I don't understand it. So, I know there's a lot of rappers, they move from out of their own hood, move to another state, but they always talk about that hood that they're from and keep going back, and then they end up getting killed back in their own hood that they was from because they're not from that no more. And they shun their nose on it, but they use it to keep themselves relevant in the music agenda and acting, whatever they do, whatever puts them back in that limelight to keep them focused or keep them relevant in the community that they say they hate so much. I don't understand it.
There's a lot packed in there, and I'm glad you clarified because I was starting to forget some of my points. But I think the first one, like why move out of the hood in the first place? It's just the reason why I think you're escaping poverty, right? But poverty is based on the numbers. At what point is the threshold from you're in poverty or you're below the poverty line? What is that poverty line? It's like I think $30,000 or $40,000 or something.
Yeah.
And once you cross over that threshold, you're not earning money, earning the amount of money that people would consider to be under that poverty line. Mm-hmm. You can afford transportation, communication, and your location relatively easy above that poverty line.
Yeah.
Below the poverty line, you're still worried about things like where your next meal is going to come from. If you have that $1,000 emergency that you might hear in the media and the politics and stuff. Say something happens to your car. Most of us don't have that money sitting in the bank account nowhere. That's one of those indicators that person is still impoverished. So I think that's one of the reasons why we'll move out. But then there's the second part. Mm-hmm. And the second part is trying to maintain the association with the community after you move out of the community. Mm-hmm. I think there's two things. There's one, you could take the guy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the guy. And then the other part is not forgetting where you came from. So I think the ties that bind you are there regardless of what you do. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think there is any. I don't think there's a. Well, at least I haven't seen very much of it. That there isn't like a negative connotation or undertone from people that move out the hood and then they still want to maintain their connectivity with the hood.
Or they want to use that they was affiliated within that hood. They had a statue or some type of a status in the community in that hood. But then once they move out, you know, they want to escape that status. But then they get out into the real world and they realize that the status they had in that hood, they still want that. They still want those honor. They still want that badge, and they want everybody to know that I was this when I was in that city, in that hood. I was this type of person. So, but can you go back and still remain and still have that same status? Because you can remember once you move out and you don't move out in honor, and you dishonor the place you lived in, and you snub your nose on because you got a little paper in your pocket now. You can't just go back to that same community and get your rank or get your status back. You got a whole new generation in there.
I think that's like I seen an interview with Ice-T. He was talking about this kind of thing, and he was like, he still goes back to his hood sometimes, but he don't go back with the machismo, you know, like I'm like, he don't do that because
triple OG and all that.
Yeah, because the kids they don't care. You know, number one, they didn't grow up around you. They might recognize you as a member of that community, but you can't come back in there with the big ego and because they're the ones that'll take you out.
Yeah. You know, you don't even have to move out, so you can be locked up for 20, 35 years and go back. You won't get no accolades. You know, let someone really actually keep your name alive.
Yeah.
You know, and then the new generation got to know that, know the name. Sometimes they'll tell you about their name, but they don't know your face.
And if you move out or you're gone away under negative pretenses, like if you dishonored somebody, like you said, I wouldn't even expect that. I wouldn't expect that you would come back with that kind of ego. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what you did.
Yeah.
And if you've gone under the negative pretenses, why would you? You know, like that's just. Yeah. Why would you want to go back there and then try to like establish dominance in some kind of way with the people that you moved away from under those negative pretenses? They probably hate you. So cut it out. You know.
Yeah. You know, especially if you flashy with your money. You know, you got people that don't have nothing, and you coming back flashing. Yeah. You come back shining. You come back with a facade that you are the man, and they ain't nothing. And then I even seen one time a guy went back to the hood, and he was just driving down the hood throwing money out the car, making people reach for it like a scrap, I'm like, that's not the way you do things. That's not giving back to the hood.
Right. Yeah.
You know? And he thought he was giving back to the hood, making people squander. It's just like a master throwing scraps off the table and everybody running down there to get food. Yeah. Why would you want your people on the ground fighting each other for a dollar bill, to collect dollar bills?
That's crazy.
You know, I don't understand. You know, we got a sick mentality.
That's the same mentality that has some of the people. They'll do something positive, but then they'll record it and put it on social media. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Why?
Just do the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah. If it's not you that is recording you doing the thing, then it's all okay. But if you did that with intent, then you don't get no points for nothing like that, man. And anyway, what's weird about that kind of behavior is if you do a good deed, you will be recognized for it.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need to purposefully advertise that you did something positive, and just do the positive thing and make sure that it's coming from a real place.
I'm pretty sure some of it probably is, but it's just the way you go about it. You know, sometimes people really do. But but if we want to do something more positive, more constructive, like a lot of our kids that leave the hood and go to college.
Right.
Okay, then they graduate. They do so many years in college. Say they do 8 years, 6 years. getting doctrines and all that stuff. They come back, but then they took that same education that they got and applied it to a community that's already established, that's already blooming.
Oh yeah.
Why don't they take that same? Why don't they take those fruits that they have obtained from the tree of knowledge and then bring it back to the community and plant your seeds there so more trees can sprout out?
A lot of it is wanting to be part of these affluent, elite cultures. They some of them want to be white people. Let's be real. Some of them just want to be a part of more rich cultures. And we have different classes here, different tax brackets, and in order to be friends with them people, they make them sacrifices to be in the room with them people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on that point, there's different reasons to want to do each one of them things.
I don't have a problem with somebody who wants to network with those who are doing well, because you can still network in your own community and still be able to reach, because your education should take you to the place to sit you at the table where they're at.
Yeah.
And then you can bring that education, and then you're able to be in the room to speak on the ill wills that's going on in your community.
All right.
You know,
the problem is when they take the old way was that you were supposed to go get on,
yeah,
get rich, get smart, whatever the case, and you were supposed to bring something back to bring that knowledge, bring that money, bring that whatever, bring it back to the community to make your own community better.
yeah.
But instead, what we're seeing a lot more of as time goes on is you'll see people that'll go get on, they'll go get the education, go get the money, whatever, and then they'll go right into the community, like you said, that's already established, and contribute to that. I see a lot of this in when we deal with real estate. Right, we want to get into, like, say, real estate investments particularly. We get in real estate investment, and then we go look at all the pretty houses first. It's like you're not gonna make no money there. The house is already, or the property is already fixed up and ready to go. And yeah, you can still buy the property as is and make money on the equity over time. But if you spend, I don't know, $500,000 on a piece of property, and the appreciation rate is 3%, which it is 3 to 5% here. $500,000. I mean, it's not going to appreciate by that much in a year or two. You got to stretch it out for like 10 years in order to really get some equity out of that situation. So anyway, I'm just saying that in the scope of this conversation, as it pertains to like real estate investment, look for the beat down houses and go and fix it up. Right? Gentrify your own community. Right? Let's stop tolerating beat up pieces of our community and trying to hold on to them like they're monumental or whatever. No, that's just a piece of crap. It just needs to be fixed, or it needs to be knocked down in some cases completely and just rebuilt all the way back up. Go out and get the education on that. Go out and get the money for that kind of thing. Bring that information and fix up your own community. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Instead of going into, wherever and.
I understand the concept. I understand. Nobody wants to live. You know what I mean? But think about how change starts. Think about how change actually starts. Change starts when something is at your front door and not your back door. That's what makes you want to implement change. If everybody that was in this community, in every community across the United States, hoods, the stuff that affects you in your front door, where your kids can't play in the front yard and your kids can't play in the backyard because it's violence, it's gunshots, and all that stuff going. Guess what happens? All those people that got educated, who said they feel like they achieved something, they're going to come together and rally against that and say, you know what, we need to put our heads together, put our education together, put our money together, and we need to come up with a solution and a problem. Solve the problem by coming together and creating solutions. We know one of the problems is poverty. So with all our education, with all the networking and resources that we got, that we obtained during our travels to our education, higher education, we can network with other people like-minded and we can say, let us. I will put $100,000 in, and another person, well, I can put $10,000 in. Another person, I can put $5,000 in. Everybody's putting in on a pot, and guess what they do? Now they come up. Now they got capital. So now they can decipher what they're going to use with this capital. Okay, then they can say, what is the need? The need is we need more grocery stores.
Right.
We need more banks. We need more libraries. We need a doctor's office. We need a psychiatrist. See, now you got the needs, so now you got the capital. You can say, you know what? Let's start investing in those areas. That's how that's supposed to work. All these rappers, actors, singers, business people, actresses, and all that. One thing that
It's really strange.
Yeah, remember the time when this is what hurt me the most. It hurt me the most when Jada Pinkett, she was so upset with the Oscars because they didn't give Will Smith an Oscar. Remember that?
Yeah.
And her first response, just to show you where that's why they said the worst thing in our community is ignorance. We got to fight against ignorance. The first thing she said we need to do is boycott the Grammys.
Go tear something down.
And what she should have said, me and my husband is going to put $1 million up. All y'all actors, all y'all rappers who got all this money, I challenge y'all to put millions of dollars up too so we can go around and start fixing our own community. And we ain't got to ask them for an Oscar. We ain't got to ask them for a football team. We ain't got to ask them for a basketball team, baseball team. We can create our own because we got the capital now.
Yeah.
That's what she should have said. That would have been the smartest thing to do.
It's so strange that it's so strange nowadays with us having access to things like the internet is like a big fat telephone.
Yes.
Where you can talk to anybody at any time during any day of the year. And we have tools like this. So what's strange is, how do you have basketball and football players and actors and actresses and musicians with tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars
And still slaves.
that they haven't made the connect? Like if all, you know what I mean? Like, don't take that. The amount of people that have the amount of money that they have, it would only take a few of them to do masterful things.
Yes.
They could go through the country and just employ and fix up every hood in the country.
But
That's how much money we have.
But you know what they would tell us. I'm gonna show you how ignorant we will be. This is the ignorant conversation that will come out of this.
Okay.
Oh, they do something. They got charities. A lot of those charities don't reach the community.
It's just people in place getting paid off of being.
They use it for tax write-offs.
Yeah.
It's not beneficial for the community.
Yeah.
I'm just don't get fooled by the hype.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jordan got many charities. Magic Johnson got many charities. They all got many charities, but
Just only like a few of them that really.
affects the community.
Yeah, like really, because they'll be cause oriented, right? So, say one person or one of these organizations, their cause is to literally clean up the litter on the streets. Okay, that's a charity. So then some millionaire gives them that money, and after they finish literally cleaning up the community, and all the litter and stuff is gone, and make a habit out of that. But then what now? Because the job is done. This is the one thing I get the most upset about nonprofit organizations for, is that kind of stupidity right there. Once the mission is done, put the business to rest, or sell it, or reorient it for another mission, another cause or something. Don't just have the thing hanging around, sucking up more money and resources for no reason.
And say hypothetically, Mike, think about it. Okay, they go and clean up the community. There's no equipment being bought.
Yeah,
It's just people walking around picking up trash with little hand pickers.
Yeah.
Why don't you get something that you can actually constantly use, and then create a job out of it where you can employ people to constantly keep the community clean.
Yeah, that's great.
Not just do it once the community gets dragged out again, then you do another charity event.
Yeah.
you know, you get a grant money for another event to do such. You know, we need to, you know, we need to. It seems like we had fight, flight, or freeze mode.
It's really strange how there are all these creative people, right? Or people in the creative spaces, right? The arts and sports and stuff. But no, there's no ideas. they're creative. Where's the idea? You know, but that's the lane where I thrive at, though. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? There is a lot of idea. Omar Johnson was trying to open up. He wanted to open up a school.
Umar Johnson.
He wanted to open up a school. Remember that? Well, he did end up opening it.
Yeah,
But the problem was,
it took him a long ass time.
all the entertainment, all the money that's circulating out there, and they seem to call, but they always look for the flaw in the person. Instead of saying, okay, you can write a check and put stipulations on it. So if you donated something, you can say, oh, I'm donating this, but in this stipulation, this check only can be cashed for this to do this, and I need to make sure that this thing is going to that, and then I need the receipts. If not, we're gonna call it perjury, and we're gonna, so you can, because that's how they write contracts up.
Yeah.
So you can find ways around making sure that he doesn't use the money for his own benefit. This money cannot be used for personal thing. You can write it up. That's what grants do. That's how they write them up in grants.
In his particular case too, like you had to do your due diligence before you gave him money. I gave money.
Me too.
And but I looked into what he was trying to do, and then when the delay was happening, when I was like, oh, okay. So he's trying to build this school outside of the normal pathways to build a school.
Yeah.
So it's going to be delayed because there ain't that many ways you can build a school and then not have it be subject to, United States, the traditional United States law, which is what he was trying to. He's still trying to do it, but and then add to that. Okay, so that's the biggest major thing that's going to slow him down. The other thing is he's a psychologist. He's not a real estate guy. You should probably be real estate aware if you're going to buy a school. He didn't know how to vet the property.
Yeah.
He didn't know, and he didn't want to go and deal with
the system.
Yeah, the systemic person that's usually in place for that would be a real estate broker or a real estate agent. And guess what? Most of them are. They're all white.
Yeah,
he's Umar Johnson.
Remember, he went through a lot of them, and a lot of them denied him after a while.
Yeah, because he was trying to do something unprecedented.
Yes.
That he was trying to do something that you don't supposed to do. You're supposed to just go with the script, because we have a lot of there ain't a business type in the world that we haven't templatized. So all you got to do is say what kind of business you want to be. Pull up the template for that. Put the people in the places where they're supposed to go. Pour the money where it needs to go, and run the business. And run the business. But he's over there trying to do something unorthodox and weird to the system. Of course, it's not.
Well, he didn't want to take government funding. He wanted the blacks to back him. So, but to get the idea for blacks to fund them, and then they said that there was some thousands of dollars, $100,000 that came up missing. That he said he didn't have what they tried to say, but it was his own people that was attacking him.
Yeah, because we don't know better. He's not a business guy either. There's different languages for each career type. We see the difference between police, they talk a certain way. Niner, there's 453 or 125, whatever. And then compare that to the language that doctors speak. They need a CC of all of that. They got a language. Okay, there's a language for when you have business acumen. Right? When you have business awareness, there's a language when you have real estate awareness. When you understand,
you need an interpreter.
Yeah, he needed to know how to hire the people that knew what he didn't know, and he didn't even do that. And so, of course, it was going to be delayed. I don't know, was it like 10 years? It was delayed. Yeah. Of course.
And you gotta remember, words mean something different. So you have to have an interpreter of the law. So you have to have somebody that that's why they tell you to hire a lawyer, because he can interpret the law. You have to hire an accountant so they can interpret numbers.
Yeah.
You got to hire, it's always interpreter. You got to have some people that can interpret those things because the meanings behind everything. Word, the can mean so many different things.
Yeah,
and
money
in a sentence.
like capital or like money. Money doesn't always mean money.
No. It's currency.
Yeah, a credit person will use the word money or capital or cash.
Currency.
Cash doesn't mean cash all the time.
A rich man's world